I'm annoyed.
This is the epitome of privilege.
I need women to stop thinking, oh, it's going to be different with me. If he does that,
Can we?
Yeah, you're not different. Stop.
Can we have that conversation really quickly?
Let's. I feel attacked because I did one time take a few $1,000s to promote a tea.
And it was also here.
You had a beard? So you had a beard, mustache, and big gums? Damn.
Oh my God.
What else?
No.
You have a club foot too? What else? Tell me. Just get it all on the table.
Stop.
I need to know what I'm working with. Because I'm going to say offensive shit on the show.
Put it on, girl. Let me see it. Put it on, girl. Let me see it.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Shit I Forgot.
Accidentally Informed.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Accidentally Informed. I am Claudia Jordan, along with my fabulous co-host, Erica Cobb. So Erica has been offering me champagne since I got here, and I don't really drink, so I feel I feel really weird, so I'm forgetting things here. How you been?
It's okay. I've been great. I'm thoroughly enjoying our little series here, and I can't wait to dive into all of these issues that we have.
Same. And last episode was so fun. We had a good time.
Yes, we did.
You raggedy bitches that voted for your raggedy, dusty-ass husbands. Did you lose any followers because of it?
No. In fact, I've gained some. So
great.
Thank you for that.
I love it. People are opening their minds. Okay, so let's just get right into it, right? We don't have time to waste.
Right.
Plastic surgery has become, it's not taboo like it used to be. Before, nobody would admit that they've ever had anything done. Now people are bragging about it almost, like they're showing on social media. Do you think people that are public figures have a responsibility to admit the things that they've had done to their appearance? What do you think about that?
I don't think that just because you're a public figure, you have to say choices that you've made with your own body. However, if you're promoting that you have changed your look or your weight or any of those things, and you're doing it under false pretense, I have some smoke for that. Like if you got liposuction, but you're telling people that this tea made you like lose inches in your waist, I have a problem with the misinformation.
I feel attacked because I did one time take a few $1,000s to promote a tea.
But did you?
I never even tried it.
But no,
I never even tried that tea. I don't want a tea that's gonna make me shit.
But did you get liposuction and a bunch of plastic surgery and lose weight and then say it was because of the tea?
No, I did not.
That's what I have a problem with.
Okay, gotcha.
So I think that it's either miss me with the information we do not need to know or do not spread misinformation. That's the only time I have an issue with it.
It really irritates me when I know women that have gotten BBLs, but then all their videos are workout videos of them doing squats in the gym, and they just do it just for the Instagram post. Mm-hmm. They do 5 reps, and then they're done, right? And then they go home. But really, they didn't achieve that higher booty from the workout.
Yeah. I have an issue with that too. Mm-hmm. For 4 years, I did NPC fitness competitions, and I did both local and national. Wow! And I spent the majority of my time in the gym. It was almost to my detriment towards the end because it became such an obsession. Mm-hmm. And I have a very addictive personality, so I became addicted to being best in show, so to speak. And I know how much work goes into athletic bodies to get them stage ready. Mm-hmm. And so I do have an issue with I don't care that people get BBLs, any breast augmentation, whatever you want to do, but either say it and say the truth or don't say anything at all, because honestly, it's no one's business.
But don't you think celebrities are in a kind of a precarious, they're in a catch-22, right? If they say they had the surgery, oh, that's a bad example, why are you promoting it? And if they don't say it, they get attacked for why are you not keeping it real? I feel like there's really no winning when you're a celebrity. Recently, Nene Leakes, she was definitely under attack because of images of her online where her nose looked really, really small. I mean, that thing was like Barbie size nose, right? And she said, no, it's not from all these nose jobs. it's from contouring and my makeup. What do you think about that? And do you believe her?
So, having been on television for 7 years and with the same makeup artist, Jeray,
Who's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. And there were times that people would comment about me having a nose job. And I've never had a nose job.
You have like your nose is like perfect.
Oh, well,
I've been accused of that. And I'm like, do you think I would pay for this nose? Like if I was going to get a nose job, I would get a nose like you. Like I would get a cute nose.
you have a cute nose.
No, it's a little witchy sometimes. It's a little Beavis and Buttheadish sometimes.
What?
Yeah, a little bit. Like right from the
I
side,
do not
smile
see
goes
it.
up. And I'm like, don't laugh so hard. No, seriously, you have the perfect nose.
Oh, well, thank you.
You do.
I mean, but I have the same nose as, like, you can tell when you meet my family that we all have a very similar nose. But it was because Jeray was like contouring that day, and he's like, it's your contour. Now, that's a slight change. What we're looking at begs some questions as to, is it just the contour? And again, wouldn't have thought about it, wouldn't have asked. But when you comment on something, I think you should say it from a very genuine place.
Well, she showed us that she had, I think, like 2 nose jobs on television
Right.
already.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made people really like her at earlier part of her career, that she was very transparent about those types of things. And I think there's something to be said about, hey, listen, I'm unapologetic. I did have a nose job. I didn't like what I saw in the mirror, and I wanted to like change it. But when you try to like downplay it and play us later on, like we're going to forget, you know, I think that's where people get angry with you. Although they shouldn't get angry, it's your face. You should be able to do whatever you want.
Your body, your choice. And by the way, Nene looks good.
This is the best she looks great.
She looks like, I don't know what in the Benjamin Button is happening with Nene Leakes, but she looks great.
I do think that with what she's had done and her fantastic makeup artist, I think she also, on top of that, adds a filter that's very severe. And that's where it starts looking a little cartoonish. I think she doesn't need all that. But maybe in your mind, like, you know I definitely use filters sometimes as a crutch. And I was the last of my friends I wanted to use filters because I feel like I have all beautiful friends. And they would be so angry with me if I posted a raw picture that didn't have a filter. And I'm like, but why do I need to post a filter? Like, everyone's so pretty.
Yeah.
And then they kind of convinced me, please, like, let's tighten it up. And then once I started doing it, it's really hard to go backwards.
Yeah.
Once you start using a filter, you almost resent your regular face because the filter makes you look so pretty. Your lips look bigger, your teeth look whiter, your eyes look so bright.
Smoother.
It is.
And then that's also how this very body dysmorphia world started bringing in their Instagram filter photos to cosmetic surgeons because they want that in real life. And yeah, that's a lot.
Have you ever met someone in person and then you only saw them online and then you were surprised when you saw them? I met a guy one time. Well, I was talking to a guy online and we were talking on Facebook. This was like years ago when I lived in LA. He was fine as hell, okay? So I invited him to like a group activity where it's like a bunch of people. I didn't want it to be like a date, but I want to see what he looked like in person. I didn't know that guys are doing it. Erica, his hairline was so fake news. Like in the pictures, it was here, and in person, it was giving me George Jefferson. It was all the way back here. And I'm like, oh my God, like you catfished me. You hatfished me. And I was so mad because he was so fine online. I just want to go live online with him.
Catfishing is a thing.
It is.
So I don't want to hear
fine.
anything from men about fake nails and eyelashes because y'all have hats and we know it.
And they use the filter. They bring the hairline down.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to me because like I used to get very offended when I was in radio and people would say, "Oh, you're prettier in person." I don't know why. Just
Is
because
that a compliment or an insult?
at the time I felt it was an insult.
I think it's a compliment.
Now,
because I want to be
I
better in
feel
person,
it's
right?
a compliment. But I was like 24 and I'm like, why would you say that like all of my pictures, like my promo, like I'm a terrible photo taker or something like that? And like, oh, well, you're so much prettier in person. And I would be really upset. Now, if anybody calls me pretty for any reason, I'm like, oh, thank you.
Same. I'm like, thank you. Give me attention.
Thank you so much. But yeah, now definitely if someone says like, oh, you're prettier in person, I'm like, thank you, because it's the reverse of what other, people are so used to.
A lot of celebrities look like they don't look as good in person because they're relying on the makeup artists, the filters, the lies. I think I'd rather look better in person. But it does make you feel away like, wait, do I take bad pictures? Am I not photogenic? But
That's how I felt about, but I was also like, I was 24 and I was super insecure about everything. Now I don't carry that type of insecurity with me anymore. But I do think about it, like how funny that I would be upset. And I would be upset.
Really? You were real mad?
Yeah.
Big mad?
Yeah, because, well, when people are coming for you over anything anyway, if somebody has the audacity to say something to you that's like you don't deem favorable, I was seriously in my feelings.
What's the feature on you that you've been criticized the most about?
So I've had my teeth done 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, it's the only work that I've had done. So I had what's considered a hypermobile upper lip, and this happens a lot. So basically your gum line is very low and your teeth are smaller. And then when you smile, you're showing more gum than teeth.
So you had like the Tim Scott smile?
Similar. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I would never see that for you.
Yeah, it's genetic. And
Damn.
So what I ended up having to do, because I was so self-conscious about it, mine wasn't as prominent as his is, but it was still pretty prominent. And I had excess gum tissue, so it pushed my mouth out. I'll have to show before.
Can we go to a picture on this? Because I don't believe it. Because
Yeah.
you look like you've had nothing done.
No, it's the thing I've had done, and I keep getting it done until we get it right, and I feel like we got it right at this point. But yeah, so I had to. I went to the same dentist as some other black anchors in the industry. I won't say who.
Who had a lot of gums?
Prominent black anchors.
Give me a hint. Can I have a hint?
I'll tell you.
Who was
I don't think. I should know.
Who was
honestly.
light on teeth, heavy on gums? Who was it?
Yeah, I should know. I don't know why they told me this, but they did. And anyway, what they had to do was flip the gum up and then chisel the bone. So, and then lay the gum back down laser. So I would actually have like the arches on my teeth and then suture it. And then from there, I got veneers. And I've had to have the gum lasering 3 times over the course of the past 15,
Why? Do the gums want to grow back?
20 years. Yeah, they grow back a little bit. So not as much, but like I'll get like a little maintenance done.
Damn.
And it's the biggest thing because I was so self-conscious for so long about my
that's
smile.
something I would do.
Yeah.
You can't tell at all though.
Well, thanks. I mean, thank you, Dr. Kelly. Did a really great job.
Because when I
my
see
teeth.
that on people, I do feel bad because that's like something that's like you see it at, as soon as they smile, you see like all this like pink flesh, like the Tim Scott smile. Not that you look like Tim Scott.
Yeah,
no, you're a million times.
Honestly, when I look back on it, I could see why I was so self-conscious of it, but it wasn't also as big of a deal. And maybe because I'm on the other side, looking back, like I should have really just been nicer to myself. But it was like, I wouldn't smile.
I need to see a picture. I don't believe this.
I'll show you.
I don't.
I have the No, it was worse than that. Jeray's over here showing.
I need a picture of this gum. I can't see you having an excess of gum. You won't even
see it. No, it was before Instagram. Yeah, it was before Instagram. Because I'm 43, so I had a whole life before. That's Instagram.
Right. I get they come from my nose. They say it's a little witchy, and then having small lips. I don't have a big upper lip, but my mother's from Italy. I just don't have that, and it is what am I supposed to do? Then I did get filler one time. I did get like a little bit of, it hurt like hell.
Yeah.
And then you get criticized for that. Like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you don't get it done, it's like, oh, your lips are so small. Then you get it done. Oh, you a fake ass bitch. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, which one do you like? Do you like the little lip girl or the fake ass bitch? What is it?
Well, this is speaking of lips because people are so like, people get honed in on lips. When I got my teeth done, it pushed out my mouth, like it lifted, so I had more lip support. So in my photos, you can also see that like my lip is thinner, and when I got my teeth done, it pushed it out and gave me more lip support, which made my lips fuller.
You know what's annoying, Erica? Men don't have to worry about any of this stuff.
Well, not all of them. Some of them.
Well, they don't have the same pressure. Okay, look at TV personalities like news anchors. Men can look like hot ass trash, and they will have a long career. They'll be respected, but we are supposed to be 40, 50, 60 years old and forever look 30.
Yeah.
And then when you don't, you look haggard. You're past your expiration date. And it's a different type of pressure. They can just be judged on their merits and how good they are.
Because
I'm annoyed.
This is the epitome of privilege, and I cannot stand it. Okay. Mm-hmm. It is the biggest privilege in the world to be able to roll out of bed or whatever dumpster you came out of, looking like who done it and don't do it again. And show up in professional environments that way, showing up in places that we generally reserve for special occasions and like celebration, looking like who done it and don't do it again. And then the thing about it is, it's such a privilege because that scene for men, if they don't care what they look like, oh, well, he must really got it because he doesn't even care. What in the tomfoolery?
We would never get away with that.
Is that?
What
is that?
You can be styled down head to toe, flawless makeup, flawless hair, flawless styling, and then have a chip on one nail that is so small you can barely see it. And because of that, you are a fail that day.
Yes.
I see a lot of men out here in these streets. They get their top teeth done. They're white as hell. Bottom teeth is giving Rudy Giuliani, like all kinds of shades of gray and yellow. And like it is what it is. Deal with it. I can't stand that when I see that. When the top don't match the bottom.
Yeah, that is it's a struggle for us veneer people. I get my teeth whitened like twice a year because of that. I'm like, here we go. I can't let go of the coffee.
Speaking about being honest about, what we've done. The whole Ozempic phase, like craze, actually, that kind of took America by storm. And, there's all this, we're out of Ozempic because the people that are using it for vanity purposes are buying it and taking it away from people who really need it. Do you trust people that claim they lost the weight naturally with the access to Ozempic? Because people are dropping like 40, 50, 60 pounds. Yeah. Lizzo recently dropped 60 pounds.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that if you are on a weight loss journey right now and it's a natural weight loss journey, just let the results speak for itself, because you in a lose-lose situation. Like, you putting in all that good hard work and no one is going to believe that that's how it happened. Like, no one's going to believe it. And it's unfortunate because if people really are putting that type of work in, like, I believe what people tell me. I got so much flack because when Kelly Clarkson denied that she was using any weight loss drugs, I was like, if Kelly Clarkson says she's not doing it, then I believe her. If that's what I believed her.
I think she used Ozempic.
As a fellow
Ozempic
she came out
user,
later and said,
I've done it before too.
Okay, and how in your experience?
I did it
was
3 times.
Okay,
because I had no discipline. So when I first moved to Texas from California, I had a very model type of body, very thin, because we're like on Runyon Canyon, we're eating kale, we're not really eating fried chicken and grits like we do in Texas. I moved to Texas. I'm on the radio. You know how that is.
Oh my God. The Radio 15 is a big thing. Yeah.
So you're doing morning radio, and every company that has a restaurant wants to come promote. So they're bringing you shrimp and grits and brisket at like 6 a.m.
Yes.
And you're eating peach cobbler at 6 a.m. And then you go home, I'm going to work out. You don't. I gained 30 pounds my first year. I was 173. I could not believe it. I remember a time in LA where I would think women over 150, oh, she's big. I was 173. Nothing. And then also I'm hitting, late 40s, and nothing I did would make me lose weight. During the pandemic, I did 7 miles a day, running and walking, and I could not lose the weight. So Ozempic came along. I put my little bid in, and I got someone to write me a little prescription. I got it done. And I lost 18 pounds in 1 month without even working out. But it made me crave sugar, and then I gained some of it back. Yeah. And then I did it again. But it did affect my face. It made me have these like deep lines. I lost some like fat in my face where I needed, and then that's another problem. But like I know people were shaming people that were using Ozempic for vanity reasons, and I'm just like, I'm just so sick of people that are sitting on the sidelines criticizing people. Like, I tried everything. I tried the natural way and nothing would work.
Yeah.
And then also when you're in your 40s and 50s, your hormones change. You're premenopausal or you're going through menopause. And it's like you don't have that. It doesn't work anymore. Before I go jog for 45 minutes, I'm dropping the weight 3 inches off my waist and I'm snatched. When you get in your 40s and 50s, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with these tools out there being, and I don't know. I straddle the fence with if someone needs to be forthcoming about it. I don't know. I don't know that I think that they should about that.
I don't, again, much like with plastic surgery, I don't think people owe anyone any explanation.
Just don't
for a
promote
change.
something else.
But, right. Don't say it's X when it's really Y. Like nobody, now you're just volunteering and orchestrating a lie. Like I don't, and it gives people, I think the most important part of that is that it gives people false hope. Like I remember takes me back to a time when, I was looking for answers for like, my skincare because I had a very severe acne, or I was looking for answers for like, I had a full mustache. I'm like
Really?
looking for, like I was looking for those
Wait, girl,
answers.
wait, we gotta talk about this. What happened? Why you have a mustache? What happened?
I just had,
You taking
just
testosterone
hairy.
or something?
No, like growing up, you have like the peach fuzz, and my mom was very into like, she was very much like, well, you're too young to shave your
How
arms.
thick was your mustache, girl? Tell me.
It was pretty thick.
Like a fade? Like was it?
Yeah.
Like,
It was, I had the full, like, it was like a shadow.
Really?
Yeah. And it was
How-
also here.
you had a beard?
Yeah.
So you got a beard, mustache, and big gums. Damn. You turned out good. You pretty now, girl. Cause I don't really hang with girls with mustaches and beards. That's weird. I took testosterone because my sex drive was low, and I got a couple whiskers. I ended that shit immediately. I'll just take the dry coochie. I don't want a beard. You had a beard, mustache, and gums?
Oh my gosh. I had a lot of
You
hair.
are a success story. Shout out to your husband. You lucky. How come I don't have a husband?
Oh my
Did you get your husband with a mustache?
gosh.
Huh? The mustache was gone?
Oh
Okay,
my
'cause I was
God.
about to ask you some questions
Oh
next.
my God. No.
Damn,
no.
Erica.
Oh my God.
What else?
No.
You have a club foot too? What else? Tell me. Just get it all on the
Claudia,
table.
stop.
I need to know what I'm working with. Because
Stop
I'm going to say offensive shit on this show, and I want to know
Stop
that,
it.
as a member of the mustache community, are you shaming me? I want to make sure. Tell me all your
No.
things. What else?
I'm just.
Were you cross-eyed too?
No, stop it.
What else?
Stop it. My point.
You never know.
My point, Claudia.
I think you know someone.
Is that I was always looking for these like remedies, like
You
cheap-
should. You had a goddamn mustache and a beard.
leave my mustache.
I'm not letting that go. There's no excuse for that. You could take a razor, wax,
I was
nair.
well.
Where were
I
you
tried
living?
those things. I was in high school.
What-
And
and-
my mother was like, "You can't." She's like, and then my dad was like, "Don't you be shaving your face? You shave your face, it's gonna grow back thicker."
Your dad was a hater.
And
Your
and
dad
my
should
mom
have said,
wouldn't let me
only
shave
one
my
mustache in this
armpits.
house gonna
Oh
be
my God.
mine.
Lord have mercy.
And
So
your underarms are hairy too.
my mother would not allow.
Jesus Christ. You think you know someone. I thought I was doing a show with this real pretty girl
Stop.
with no mustache.
You could be.
No, you can't be pretty with a
my
mustache. I'm gonna go
Oh
on a
my
limb.
God.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say this. You cannot be pretty with a mustache. Listen, you're the sweet one. I'm not. Like, no.
Oh my God.
If I had a mustache, I would expect you all to call me ugly.
I'm hot. I'm hot.
And
My
a beard.
point was, at the time, you're looking for like you don't have any money. There aren't a lot of resources
Razors are
out there.
$2.
But you don't shave your mustache.
Bullshit.
No. And my dad had me convinced that if I shaved it, then it would grow back and I would get like razor bumps and all of that. So I'm glad I didn't, because I probably
Okay,
would
how'd you
have.
get rid of it?
Well, eventually I was able to
Laser?
save $25 to go somewhere to get it waxed off.
Okay, good.
And then I would get my eyebrows waxed. But that was like later in high school.
it doesn't
I was
grow
almost
back-
in college.
It doesn't grow back now.
No, now I do dermaplane. But that's the point. Like I had a lot of like, peach fuzz on my face. And if people ask me about like my skincare now, and I'm never like, well, I take some vitamin C,
So
and
I like
yeah,
that you just
and then
admitted
I
that.
use like I go once a month. I get dermaplane, laser genesis. I get the after sex glow from Angel Aesthetics. I go every month, and if I miss a month, then I might end up with some hair that I don't want
You let
on
me
my
know
face.
when you have a mustache. I'm not coming to Denver. I'm gonna take that week. You gotta call someone else for that week. I'm sorry, because I'm not gonna be able to control myself. I'm gonna say some foul shit.
No. So I'm just saying
Erica,
to be
wow, you
honest
are-
about it, because you're giving people false hope. And I think about my little mustachio
Look
teenage
at your-
phase.
I do not. I cannot believe it. Like you,
Yes.
there's no traces of the gums or the mustache or the beard. You are a success story.
Comeback queen.
You are
Comeback
the comeback
queen.
queen. Almost the comeback
Claudia,
king. but
oh
the
my
comeback
God.
queen.
Claudia, you know what?
Erica, oh my God. Like, you would never know.
Yes, that was the point.
See, her
That's the
nose is so
point.
perfect. I would think that she had a nose job, not
No.
the whole beard mustache combo.
No, my nose, just for reference too, my mother looked at me like just a few years ago. She's like staring at me. I'm like, what? And she goes, do you have difficulty breathing?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what? No, why would you ask me that? She's like, I never realized how small your nostrils are. They're like 2 peas. Do you have difficulty breathing? I was like, yes, mother. For 43 years, I've had difficulty breathing.
Oh my. Does your mom come for you sometimes?
Does she come for
Like,
me?
is she like highly? My mother is very critical.
My mother's not critical. My mother is the shade assassin. She says things that she has this very like, I'm so sweet demeanor. Everybody's like, your mother's an angel.
Those are the
She's
worst
so-"
ones.
But
They be
she
coming with it.
is like, she just hits you with shade. Generally not about anything aesthetic, like on me. It's more like, oh, are we using those chargers for Thanksgiving? You know, things like that.
My mother was. She tears every time she sees me. She like looks me up and down and finds something wrong.
Oh,
When I
but
was
your
home-
mother's from Italy, right?
Oh yeah, they don't say I love you. There's not
Yeah.
like it's not like it's very tough love. She's like, you have bumps on your lips. Is that from Botox? I'm like, first of all, you don't get Botox on your lips. I didn't have Botox on my lips, and I had filler before, but I had it all dissolved. It's gone now. And she just kept on, and I'm like, Mom, I said, if I want to be attacked and hear how like someone criticize my looks, I would just go on the internet. I wouldn't fly from Dallas to Rhode Island. I'm like, can you leave me alone? Meanwhile, some of my relatives that be coming for me ain't got more than 4 teeth in their mouth, and they sitting there telling me about my face, and my face is bigger, and I got this, that. And I'm like, why are people so comfortable to tell me what's wrong with me?
Because they consider you as a public person to have your body as a public domain. And that's something that needs to be reclaimed. Honestly, that's why I'm always like, I don't care what people do. It's none of my business. But when you're giving, you know, when you're selling a false bill of goods over, it's like, you clearly look great. And a lot of people want to emulate and look like you. Just tell them what it is.
Don't
Hey,
lie.
if you want to do this, then I would suggest you start a savings plan now so that you can go to this particular surgeon or esthetician and get X, Y, and Z done.
Lizzo's been dragged from her weight for a long time. Do you think that she like should keep it a buck about it, or do you think, you know, she's been criticized so much that she should just like handle it however she wants to?
I think that Lizzo has been criticized less for her weight, more for her audacity to have self-confidence around who
How
she
dare
is
you.
and how she looks. That's what people criticize Lizzo for. Lizzo is the poster child for who do you think you are? Let us put
How
you back
dare you
in-
have confidence?
Yeah, put
being
you back in your
overweight.
place.
Such a that girl, she's a beautiful girl and she's talented. Like I feel like when she came out, when she kind of acted like I don't care, like I love how big I am, and then when she went on a weight loss journey, people were critical of her, like she's not allowed to change her mind. And like I feel like you have to almost put this armor up when you're in the business. Like, yeah, you may not be happy about your weight, but you can't present that to the world if you're trying to like have a career in this business, because people are so mean. They're not going
Yeah.
to give you that.
I don't think that Lizzo could perform or show up the way that she shows up in the world if she doesn't truly believe and love herself and the skin that she's in. I do think that that's very
Do you
authentic.
think she was really happy when she was overweight?
Well, I think that she's been a full-figured woman for as long as we've known her. And it's not like she showed up, you know, as a size 0. So I think that there is something to the idea of like the moment that you tout body positivity and you lose even a pound, people are coming for your neck. So it's really a no-win situation. And I do believe that she has, I mean, also, you got to take in other things than just someone's physical size into consideration. Like if you look at that woman's skin,
she's
like
beautiful.
she's in her,
so pretty.
and it's healthy, it's glowing, like she's a healthy person. So, yeah, so I don't criticize that. But one thing that I can be a little bit critical about, because we have gotten into conversations about women and their autonomy over their bodies. I'm just curious from a single woman standpoint, would you date a man who had 12 children and 6 mothers of his children?
Hell no.
You wouldn't even consider...
No, first of all, your polo game is weak. Just trash. You have no self-control, and I would make an argument that probably spills over into other aspects of your life. So 6 women, you just busted off in, no intentions of marrying them. You just let it all, just busted a load in these women, and then on to the next. No, you're trash. I just think you're just reckless. First of all, that's a litter is like 5. You've got 2.5 litters. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Polo game is horrific, and I don't need all that mess around me.
Okay, so
no.
In terms of it being reckless and trash, would it change your idea of this man if he came out and said, I've been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder?
I have been diagnosed with a narcissistic
You been clinically diagnosed with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But and when I did get diagnosed with it, because I have no problem with it.
Oh, we're not dating them. I've dated one before. It took me years to recover from the narcissistic abuse and doubting my own sanity, because they will argue you down, and you will come to them about something they did to you, and they will flip that script, and you'll be feeling guilty, like, I'm sorry for doing that to you. I will run. That narcissistic... Listen, I'm sorry that you have this disability. I'm going to call it that. But you're not the guy for me. I have peace in my life. I've been single for a while now. About 2 years, 1.5 years. And my life is very peaceful, to the point where people would say, you must be in love because you're glowing in your pictures. And I'm like, actually, I'm not in love with someone else. I'm in love with me, and I have a very peaceful life.
Yeah.
So for someone to come in my life, for me to open my life up and to make that space for you, listen, you don't have to be perfect, because I'm not. But you're not going to come and bring these issues. I'm not. First of all, if you are making all these broken homes, you're not the guy for me. Because I think about all the women, like, I need women to stop thinking, oh, it's going to be different with me. If he does that, yeah, you're not different. Stop.
Can we have that conversation really quickly?
Let's.
I love, like, honestly, I'm not even being shady about it. I love a woman who says, I'm different from all the others. Like, I love a woman with that type of confidence. But I do think that there becomes a certain time where it's rooted in delusion.
Absolutely.
Or many times, especially when Black women are on the receiving end of that, coming from a non-Black woman, there is a belief that I can do, it's them. He's going to treat me differently. Yeah. I'm special. No. And I love when people think that they're special. We should all feel like we're special. But I always have to question, and I honestly have lost friendships over this, because I'm not going to, I'll tell you all the ways that you're special, but sweetheart, this is not one of them.
You can still be special and still be in a relationship with a man that your specialness is not enough to change him. People are who they are, and you will never change anyone. They have to change because they're sick of the results they're getting. Yeah. And that's it. I have had friends that give me the most delusional excuses for the man because they like him. Oh, he really likes me, but he's just scared, or he's intimidated by my success, or, he really wants this relationship with me, but, he was hurt before. If a guy wants you, he will climb all these mountains to get to you. All that stuff goes out the window. That is an excuse. I have a very masculine way about my thinking, very logical. And I think a lot, like I have a lot of guy friends and we talk and they're like, you kind of have similar mindset like us. And I try to like tell my friends, I know you want to be like this. Women are just forever optimists, and we will talk ourselves out of the truth and reality to our own detriment. I have a friend that she makes every excuse in the book, and it's so sad to watch. It's so sad to watch that you make these excuses for this man, and it's like, it is a strike to our egos to accept that listen, your specialness is not enough to change this person.
Yeah.
They are who they are. People don't usually change unless they have like maybe on the verge of death, near-death experience. People are usually who they are. Or they get so sick of the results that they're getting that they want to change. Women, you will never change a man that does not want to change. You will never change. He may want to change to get you. That's temporary. He may want to change because he's unhappy, but you cannot do it. And you will just avoid so much heartache if you just understand that sooner than later. Because I've tried it. Like, if I only do more of this, or if I only do more of that, no. And then for some reason, and I think this is not just a woman thing, it's a man thing too. We try so much harder with people we can't get all the way, right? It's like, and the person that's right there willing to give you it, that's boring, yawn. But the one that's like breadcrumbing us and giving us little just enough to lead you on, that's the one you want to like just give everything to. We got to stop doing that.
Yeah, I call it the tortoise effect. When I was in junior high, I went to zoology summer camp.
Oh, really? Is that when you had the beard and the mustache and the gums? Wow. And you was in a zoology class.
I was at
Miss Popularity.
I was IMSA at the Illinois Math and Science Academy zoology class for the summer. Anyway, we had to sit in this circle, and they would put this animal in the middle of the circle, and the animal would like walk over to someone in the group. Well, for some reason, I got freaked out by this tortoise, and it took a while for the tortoise to come over. But the tortoise kept coming over to me, so I kept getting out of the circle because I didn't want to touch it. All I had to do was grab him and turn him around, and he'd go back the other way. But he kept turning around and coming to me. All the other kids were like, come here, like asking the tortoise to come to it. I'm trying to run out the door.
And it wants you.
And it only focused on me.
Just like men.
You
got to treat the ones you like you want the ones you don't like, and vice versa. The ones that you don't want, just say, oh my God, I love you so much. I want to get married tomorrow. They will run.
It's true. So I'd say that to women, like, how did you, I'm struggling and long term this and short term that. And I'm like, you got to find a man who you, first of all, is your friend, is someone who looks out for you. That's super important to me. Like somebody who, I'm already a very vigilant person. I want somebody who's vigilant in all the ways, physically, financially, emotionally, all those things. But the most important quality for when I knew that my husband was my husband is I used to call him Mr. Take the Time to Make the Time, because I had been in other relationships and friends who had been in other relationships. And there was always this idea that, I'm too busy. And this dude is over here managing full departments of people. He's traveling all the time. He's going on business deals. He has all of these different, he had so much going on that my number one thing was, how are you doing this? Like, how are you dating me? And he's like, when something's important, you take the time to make the time.
That is so true.
And you have to have that. It's a non-negotiable.
You tell people you're busy that you're not that interested in, or you're like, I'm busy. Like, that's like, if nothing else going on, if there's no TV shows on that I want to watch, if just nothing else is happening, then I have time for you. But if other things are popping and going on and I still make time for you, then that's a person. And I think it's just like, it's so much easier than people make it out to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a hard reality. It's a hard truth to swallow sometimes. You're like, damn, that person just doesn't really like me. And I've had to do that, and it sucks. But the person that likes you, you will know, because there won't be that excuse. They'll be like, I'm busy, but I have this window where I can see you. And I feel bad for the women that don't get that until later on. Actually, I was one of them. So.
But you don't know. That's the thing. That's why it's difficult to have a conversation with someone who's never experienced it, because there's no way to know what you do not know. And so it's almost like, I remember this interview, I think it was Kevin Hart, when he was talking about, you know, I've been in the 99% and I've been in the 1%. So I have a 360 idea of what this means. And that's how I feel about it. It's like, I'm not trying to say that my life or relationship is perfect, but I'm telling you that I'm coming at it from a 360, where you may be coming at it from a 180. And maybe it would behoove you to at least introduce the idea in your mind that this might be something that you're missing. That's all I'm saying.
And we got to stop wanting the things and try to deprogram ourselves from wanting the things that don't want us, because that's a sure way to guarantee a lifetime of disappointment. And you know, when you're like alpha, or you're like, I'm gonna go get it, I'm gonna defeat the odds, and we're in this business where we have to defeat the odds, right? It's like 95% failure rate. So when our personalities are already like that, like, I can be the one that's gonna change that, you gotta let that go.
Yeah.
You have to let that go. And it may not be as exciting in butterflies, but butterflies are temporary. And they,
Well, hopefully they come back every spring.
well, I think they, I think now that the mustache and beard is gone, you have lots of butterflies. I think now that you got that together.
I regret ever mentioning that.
Producers, we're gonna need a picture of said mustache and beard and gums. I need the whole combination. Anyways, this has been another episode of Accidentally Informed. I said it right. With Claudia Jordan and Erica Cobb.
Yeah.
And her mustache. Anyone online, I will give you $200 if you can DM me a picture of Erica with a mustache or a beard or the gums. See you next week. Bye. Cash up.